Nostradamus warned. The M mark on your palm holds a deep secret. Predictions for 2025. Nostradamus, the mystic seer, whose words have echoed through the centuries, left behind a legacy of prophecies that continue to stir curiosity and caution in equal measure. While many know of his predictions about war, plague, and global shifts, few have heard of a subtle yet profound sign he spoke of. A mark found not in the stars, but in the palm of your hand, the letter M. This mysterious symbol isn't just folklore or coincidence. It may carry deep meaning, connected to ancient wisdom, hidden abilities, and even the fate of the world in 2025. Could your palm be revealing a destiny you've yet to understand? In this video, we explore what this M-shaped mark might really mean, how it ties to sacred numbers like 13, aligns with powerful solar events, and why those who carry this sign might feel different, more intuitive, more awake, and more responsible for the changes to come. Before we begin, help us keep the energy flowing. Tap the like button, share this video with someone who's seeking deeper meaning, and subscribe to The Journey of Wisdom. It costs nothing, but it helps us continue spreading light in a noisy world. Number 1. Nostradamus and the M mark. Throughout the ages, human beings have sought symbols carved not by tools but by time, spirit, or destiny. Nostradamus, the enigmatic seer of the 16th century, is often at the heart of these mystical interpretations, and one of the more curious prophecies linked to his name speaks of a rare yet powerful sign, the letter M found on the palm. According to interpretations of his writings, those who bear this mark are said to carry a unique spiritual conjuncture, destiny intertwined with guidance, deep perception, and the mysterious currents of transformation that shape the world. While skeptics may dismiss such signs as coincidence, palmistry, an ancient art observed in many cultures, shows that this M is not random. It is formed by the convergence of 4 major palm lines: the heart line, which reflects emotional depth; the head line, which speaks to intellect and thought; the lifeline, linked to vitality and life force; and at times, the fate line, representing one's life path and external influences. The union of these lines symbolizes a harmony of mind, heart, spirit, and destiny, something that many spiritual traditions, including Buddhism, value deeply. In Buddhism, we learn that, with our thoughts, we make the world, as the Dhammapada reminds us, and those with the M mark are often described as having the ability to see through illusion, to understand suffering not just their own, but of others, and to lead with compassion during times of turmoil. These individuals may possess a strong, even uncanny intuition, a quiet knowing that helps them navigate challenges and offer clarity to others when confusion reigns. They're not necessarily loud leaders or those who seek power, but rather wise guides, perhaps like Bodhisattva Shu, are drawn towards service, truth, and deep transformation. In modern life, where so many feel lost in the rush of technology, noise, and stress, these individuals often find themselves standing still, listening deeply, or choosing a path that others overlook. They may not always understand why they feel different, but their difference is their gift. The story of the M is not about magic or manipulation. It is a quiet reminder that destiny may be written not just in the stars, but in the palms of our hands. If you have this mark, it is less about power and more about responsibility. You are called not to control, but to understand, not to rule, but to uplift, not to dominate, but to illuminate. In today's fractured world where fear, anxiety, and uncertainty often cloud our hearts, those with deep insight and calm presence are needed more than ever. Perhaps you've always felt a strong pull toward ancient wisdom, toward meditation, healing, or simply listening when others speak. Perhaps, like many with the M, you feel an invisible thread connecting you to something greater than yourself, a purpose that is just now beginning to reveal itself. Whether or not you believe in Nostradamus or palmistry, the symbolic message still holds value. Those with inner vision are meant to see. In our everyday life, this may mean helping a friend who's lost their way, standing up when others stay silent, or trusting your gut when logic fails. It may mean embracing your role as a quiet light in dark times. And if you don't have this mark, it does not mean you lack purpose. Wisdom comes in many forms, and every person has the potential to awaken. But for those who do bear the M, the call is clear. Walk with awareness, lead with compassion, and serve with humility. As Rumi once said, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." Let your inner vision guide not just your steps, but the steps of others. The world is waiting. Number 2. Spiritual traits of the M mark. Let's talk about something that might just make you look at your own hands a little differently. The mysterious M mark that some people find etched into their palm, formed by the natural crossing of lines. While it might look like a coincidence, many spiritual traditions and interpretations believe it's anything but. In fact, those who have this mark are said to possess certain traits that set them apart, not in a boastful or superior way, but in a deeply human and spiritually significant way. If you've noticed an M on your palm, have you ever wondered why you feel things so deeply? Why you can walk into a room and sense what others are feeling, even before they speak? That's one of the powerful characteristics tied to this symbol: empathy and emotional intelligence. People with the M mark tend to be naturally attuned to others, able to read between the lines, and often end up as the person everyone turns to when life gets heavy. They feel the world more vividly, and that can be both a blessing and a responsibility. But it doesn't stop there. These individuals are also said to be spiritually inclined, meaning they have a way of sensing truths that go beyond the surface. Maybe you've had those moments where you just knew something without needing proof, or you've felt a pull toward meditation, spiritual teachings, or just questioning what's beyond the ordinary day-to-day. It's not about religion, it's about connection. Connection to something deeper, to unseen currents that move through life. Have you ever felt like there's more going on beneath the surface than what people usually notice? That's part of your gift. And along with that inner knowing often comes a burst of creativity and imagination. Whether it's in music, writing, problem-solving, or helping others grow, people with the M often find themselves naturally drawn to creative or mentoring roles. They're not usually the loudest in the room, but their presence is felt. They inspire without trying to impress, because their strength lies in authenticity. Another beautiful trait tied to this mark is intuition. While society often pushes us to always be logical and analytical, those with this palm sign are more likely to trust their gut. And let's be honest though, many times has your gut feeling been right when your brain was trying to overthink everything. There's a wisdom in intuition that goes beyond reason. Some of the greatest decisions in history were made by people who followed their inner voice when nothing on paper made sense. The M mark reminds us of the power in that kind of inner guidance. Also interesting is the belief that these individuals are connected to the element of water. In many traditions, water represents depth of emotion, spiritual sensitivity, and adaptability. It flows, it reflects, it nourishes. Just like water, people with the M can often adapt to different emotional environments, helping others feel safe and seen. So, as you reflect on this, I invite you to ask yourself, do you see these traits in your life? Have you noticed that your empathy, your creativity, your spiritual curiosity, and your intuition show up in meaningful ways? The mark on your palm may not be a prophecy, but it can be a mirror. It can remind you to trust what's already inside you. As the Buddhist master Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "The way out is in." That means if you want to understand your purpose, your role, your path, you don't need to search far and wide. You only need to slow down and listen. The real message behind the M isn't about superstition. It's about embracing your inner strengths and using them to bring more light into the world around you. The lesson here is simple but profound. If you've been given the gift of deep feeling, intuition, and creative energy, use it well. The world needs it. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly why you carry the mark. Number 3. Connection to the number 13. Let's take a closer look at something both mysterious and meaningful. Nostradamus's prediction about the powerful link between the letter M on the palm and the number 13. If you've ever noticed this mark on your hand and wondered what it could mean, you're not alone. Nostradamus, the famed 16th century seer, believed this combination wasn't random at all. In fact, he suggested that the number 13 holds a secret key to unlocking the destiny of those with this mark. Now, we've all heard the idea that 13 is an unlucky number skipped in hotel floors, avoided in dates, but when we go deeper into ancient and esoteric teachings, 13 represents something far more profound. It symbolizes transformation, endings that lead to new beginnings, and the cycles of life that bring constant renewal. Think about your own life for a moment. Have there been times where everything felt like it was falling apart, only for something new and meaningful to grow out of that chaos? That's the essence of the number 13, and if you carry the M on your palm, that symbolism might be woven into your very purpose. What makes this even more fascinating is that Nostradamus didn't see this as coincidence. He believed that during periods of upheaval, whether personal, societal, or global, those with the M would be the ones to rise, to evolve spiritually, and to become guiding lights for others. When the world feels like it's crumbling, when people are searching for meaning or direction, these individuals may feel an inner push to step forward, not because they want power, but because their spirit recognizes the moment. Have you ever felt a quiet knowing in your heart during a crisis? A strange kind of calm when others panic? That's a trait often linked to those with this mark and this number, a connection not just to what is happening now, but to the deeper cycles of life unfolding all around us. This ability to sense change and walk through it with grace is rare, and it often comes with a deep responsibility to help others find clarity in times of confusion. The number 13 also reminds us that time is not a straight line, it moves in cycles. Just like the moon waxes and wanes, just like seasons shift, so does our personal journey. People with the M on their palm are said to carry both memory and vision. They're deeply connected to the wisdom of the past and the potential of the future. They might feel drawn to spiritual growth, healing, or guiding others, not always as leaders in title, but as those who bring truth and calm in uncertain moments. If you've ever felt a pull towards something bigger than yourself, or a desire to understand why things happen the way they do, it might be this deeper cycle working through you. Nostradamus believed that as the world faces more challenges, the role of these individuals will become even more important, not just because they know what to do, but because they feel what needs to be done. So ask yourself, when the world shifts, do you feel ready to shift with it? Are you open to transformation, to becoming someone who helps others find their way? Because at the heart of this message is a reminder that change is not the enemy, it's the path. The lesson here is clear. Embrace your cycles, listen to the quiet wisdom within, and know that even when things fall apart, it might be because something new is waiting to begin. If you've watched up to this point, you're already awakening to the hidden truths that few dare to explore. Comment below with "marked for destiny" to show you're ready to uncover what the future holds. don't click away, there's still powerful insight ahead that could shift how you see 2025 and your own path. Stay until the end and discover the secret your palm has been trying to reveal all along. Number 4. Impact of solar eclipses. Have you ever wondered why solar eclipses feel so different, like something deeper is at play, something beyond just the moon blocking the sun? Nostradamus certainly thought so. He believed solar eclipses weren't just natural phenomena, but moments when spiritual forces rise to their peak, when the veil between the seen and unseen is thinnest. For those who carry the letter M on their palms, these moments hold an even deeper meaning. According to Nostradamus, the solar eclipse is not just a celestial event, it's a cosmic alarm clock, waking up something ancient and powerful within you. It's as if the universe is speaking directly to you, calling you to remember who you really are. Have you ever felt more sensitive or deeply reflective during an eclipse, as if something within you is trying to rise to the surface? If you have the letter M visibly marked on your palm, Nostradamus believed you carry a spiritual legacy, a kind of energetic code passed down through lifetimes. And during a solar eclipse, that code becomes active. It's a time when the spiritual power connected to that M gets recharged, like a hidden battery receiving a sudden boost. These eclipses are seen as spiritual doorways, moments when you're invited to step into a higher version of yourself. Think about that for a moment. What if the confusion, the vivid dreams, or the strong emotions you feel around eclipse times aren't just random, but signs that something deeper is trying to guide you? But with this gift also comes a test. Nostradamus didn't just see solar eclipses as enlightening. He warned they can stir up internal storms. That same spiritual energy that uplifts can also overwhelm. You may face intense emotions, sudden challenges, or feel like your inner world is being shaken. Why? Because transformation requires movement, and sometimes we can only grow when the old parts of us are disrupted. Those with the M mark are said to be on a path that requires courage, especially during these periods. The question is, when challenges arise, will you resist or lean in with curiosity and strength? Through these trials, something sacred happens. Just like a diamond forms under pressure, the soul evolves through struggle. The eclipse acts like a spiritual mirror, reflecting both your shadow and your light. And if you dare to look, you'll find guidance, clarity, and a deeper alignment with your true path. People with the M mark are believed to have an ancient connection to spiritual wisdom, and eclipses are reminder opportunities to reclaim that connection. So ask yourself, what messages might you be missing during these celestial events? Are you paying attention to your intuition, your dreams, the quiet inner voice that speaks in symbols and feelings? As we approach the next eclipse, consider this your invitation. Don't just watch the sky darken and brighten, use that time to go inward. Meditate, reflect. Write down what you feel, what you see in your mind's eye. The world outside may go dim, but inside, your soul could be lighting up. These are moments that can mark a turning point in your life if you're open to it. Maybe that's the secret Nostradamus really wanted to share: not to fear these events, but to meet them with awareness and readiness. So what can we learn from all this? First, that your challenges may be part of a higher design. Second, that spiritual energy is not a mystery reserved for the few. It flows through those who are ready, especially those marked with purpose. And third, that the darkest moments can reveal the brightest truths. Stay open, stay grounded, and when the sky shifts again, be ready to hear what the universe is trying to tell you. Number 5. Oracle of Delphi Parallel. In the heart of ancient Greece, the Oracle of Delphi stood as one of the most revered figures in human history, a woman who channeled divine messages and offered prophetic guidance that shaped the decisions of kings and commoners alike. Her temple was not just a place of worship, but a center of higher insight where seekers came hoping to catch a glimpse of the God's will. Nostradamus, the legendary seer of the 16th century, drew a remarkable parallel between this ancient oracle and those who bear the mysterious letter M on their palm. He believed that these individuals possess a spiritual sensitivity and depth of perception, much like the oracle herself, a kind of modern-day bridge between the ancient and the present. In a time where people are overwhelmed by noise, constant change, and uncertainty, this unique mark is thought to signify a person capable of tuning in to deeper, quieter truth's wisdom that is not shouted but whispered, and only heard when the mind is still and the heart is open. If you're between the ages of 30 and 65, you've probably had moments where you question the deeper purpose of your journey, or wonder if there's more to life than just responsibility, routine, and the race against time. Nostradamus offers you a gentle reminder through this prophecy that your lived experience, your trials, your insight might be preparing you for something more profound. Those with the M on their palm are believed to carry echoes of ancient knowing, not just in a mystical sense, but in the form of heightened intuition, emotional intelligence, and a unique ability to see the unseen patterns of life. Like the oracle's cryptic messages that require deep reflection and interpretation, your own thoughts and dreams might be rich with meaning that the surface can't explain. Have you ever had a hunch that turned out to be true? A sense that someone was struggling before they said a word? Or found yourself drawn to helping others find clarity in times of confusion? That is no accident. Nostradamus saw that as part of your deeper purpose. This doesn't mean you need to sit on a mountain or wear robes to be spiritual. In fact, this ability is meant to serve people exactly where they are in families, workplaces, communities. You might be the one others turn to in times of doubt, or the person who can make sense of emotional chaos. That is a gift, and today it's needed more than ever. As we face 2025 and the whirlwind of technological, emotional, and societal shifts ahead, the world needs grounded wisdom, not panic, not more noise. Nostradamus believed people like you can help guide others through uncertainty, using both ancient insight and modern experience. So maybe it's time to pay closer attention to those dreams you've been having, to trust your instincts a little more, to see your empathy as strength rather than burden. If the Oracle of Delphi helped civilizations navigate their fate, perhaps your role now is to help those around you navigate theirs, not by telling the future, but by helping them understand the present more deeply. The key message here is this: if you have the M, you may be more connected than you realize to something timeless, wise, and quietly powerful. Trust that. Grow it. Use it not just to understand your own life, but to become a calm light for others in a chaotic world. Because sometimes the greatest wisdom doesn't come with thunder, it arrives through those who've been quietly watching, feeling, and listening all along. Still watching? That means you're not here by accident. The M on your palm may be more than a coincidence, it could be a sign. Type "Unlock my mark" in the comments to confirm you're ready to learn what lies ahead in 2025. Stick around until the end. This journey is just beginning. Number 6. Purpose and responsibility. According to some interpretations of ancient wisdom, including the eerie and fascinating predictions of Nostradamus, the M on your palm is like a map, not a prophecy carved in stone, but a guide pointing towards something deeper. It's not about fate controlling you, but rather about revealing your inner potential and calling you to live with purpose and responsibility. And here's the powerful part: if you have that M, you're believed to be someone with a special kind of inner strength, someone whose life carries a message meant not just for yourself, but for others too. Isn't that a beautiful thought? But let's slow down and reflect on what this really means. The M isn't a magical mark that guarantees success or wisdom. Instead, it's more like a silent invitation, a gentle tap on the shoulder from the universe, asking you, are you ready to wake up to who you really are? Because with this sign comes something profound: choice. The choice to become more self-aware, more compassionate, more courageous. The choice to walk a path that isn't always easy, but one that holds deep meaning. This is where responsibility comes into play, not the heavy kind that drags you down, but the kind that lifts you up because it aligns with your higher self. Have you ever felt like you were meant for something greater, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it? That's the feeling many people with the M describe, like their soul is whispering to them, nudging them to pay attention, to go deeper. Now, let's talk about the warning Nostradamus gives, because it's not all about light and gifts. He speaks of difficult challenges that those on this path are likely to face. And it makes sense, doesn't it? Think about how a diamond is formed under pressure. The same goes for your spirit. The challenges that come with this journey aren't meant to punish you, they're meant to strengthen you. Just like a fire that refines gold, hardship can refine our character, clear away illusion, and awaken something ancient and wise inside us. The path of someone with the M is often marked by moments of deep introspection, tests of faith, and the kind of personal growth that can't be measured in ordinary ways. It's not about perfection, it's about progress, awareness, and a growing sense of inner truth. So, what does this mean for you, especially if you've found that M on your own palm? It means your life might be calling you to live more consciously, to step into roles where your voice, your heart, your insight can make a difference. It could be in your family, your community, or even in how you care for strangers. The M is not about ego, it's about service. And if you feel drawn to help others, to search for wisdom, or to question what really matters in life, then maybe, just maybe, you're already walking that path. So, here's a question to carry with you. What are you being called to awaken to? What responsibilities are quietly waiting for you to embrace? Not because you must, but because deep down, you want to. When we begin to view signs like the M, not as superstitions, but as symbols rich with meaning, we open the door to self-discovery. We start to live not in fear of what might happen, but in harmony with what's possible. And that's a journey worth taking. Wouldn't you agree? Number 7. Practical guidance for marked individuals. If you are one of those individuals who has discovered the mysterious M marking on your palm, know this: it may not just be a coincidence or a quirky line pattern. Many traditions, including interpretations attributed to Nostradamus and ancient palmistry, suggest that this unique marking holds deep, hidden meanings tied to intuition, destiny, and spiritual purpose. But what should you actually do with this knowledge? It's easy to be fascinated by predictions or mystical signs, but unless we take practical steps, the wisdom remains only an idea. So, let's explore what this could mean for you today and how to truly live in alignment with the message of the M. First, self-reflection is a powerful starting point. For those with the M mark, your intuition is likely strong, often guiding you before logic does. This doesn't mean you're always right, but that your inner compass is trying to speak if only you would listen. Begin by setting aside a few minutes each day to journal. Write honestly about your decisions, your gut feelings, and where you believe your life is heading. Ask yourself questions like, when have I ignored my instincts, and what happened? Or, what moments in my life felt most aligned with who I truly am? The act of writing slows down your thoughts and helps you observe patterns over time. This process isn't just about discovering your life's purpose, it's about recognizing it's already speaking to you in small, consistent ways. And in the often fast-paced, noisy world we live in, taking time to simply sit with yourself can feel revolutionary. From that stillness, we move naturally into meditation. Meditation isn't only for monks or those on a mountain retreat, it's for the everyday person navigating work, relationships, and the pressure of modern living. For someone marked with the M, it's a tool to tap into a deeper layer of wisdom that often gets drowned out by daily demands. Through regular meditation, even just 10 minutes a day, you begin to notice subtle energies, quiet messages, and a calm confidence arising from within. It's not magic, it's a relationship with your own mind. And when you connect with that space regularly, life becomes less about reacting and more about responding with clarity and purpose. You begin to see that answers were within you all along, only waiting for your attention. But we are human, and humans respond to symbols, reminders, and meaningful surroundings. That's why surrounding yourself with symbols connected to the M, whether through art, jewelry, or written affirmations, can serve as powerful daily anchors. These aren't superstitions, they're tools. Think of them as visual cues that nudge you back into mindfulness, especially when life tries to sweep you into distraction or doubt. It might be a bracelet engraved with a meaningful quote, a journal with an M emblem, or even a screensaver that reminds you of your deeper path. These small gestures carry weight when repeated, shaping your mindset and your inner narrative. In the same way athletes use visual focus techniques to win games, you too can use symbols to stay centered on your life's deeper intentions. Of course, walking a spiritual path doesn't mean walking alone. In fact, the presence of others who understand, question, and seek the same truths can be one of your greatest sources of strength. This is where community becomes essential. Whether it's a palmistry circle, a local meditation group, or an online forum of spiritually curious minds, connecting with others who resonate with the M message gives you new perspectives, support, and sometimes answers you didn't know you were seeking. In a world that often dismisses the unseen and the intuitive, having a safe space to share insights, doubts, and experiences can be deeply grounding. You might find that others have had dreams like yours, or that someone's insight unlocks a part of your own story. The road to self-understanding becomes richer when walked together, and the M on your palm can become a gateway to meaningful relationships, not just self-discovery. So, what does all of this mean for someone living in 2025, juggling responsibilities, trying to make sense of the world, and maybe wondering if signs like the M even matter? It means this: your palm may carry a mark, but your life carries the message. Don't chase mystical predictions without grounding them in practical wisdom. Let your intuition guide your choices. Let silence deepen your understanding. Let symbols remind you of your strength. And let others walk beside you on this journey. The world needs more people who live with intention, who listen to the inner call, and who act with heart. If you are marked with the M, perhaps that's the role you were born to fulfill. Not because of fate, but because you're ready to awaken to who you already are. So, whether you carry the M on your palm or not, perhaps the true message isn't about prediction, but about awakening. Awakening to your inner strength, your unique intuition, and the quiet guidance life is always offering. The world is changing fast, and those who listen deeply, feel fully, and act with compassion are needed now more than ever. If today's video spoke to something inside you, if it stirred curiosity, clarity, or even just a moment of reflection, then join us on this path of discovery. Like this video if it brought you value. Share it with someone who might carry the same quiet questions, and subscribe to The Journey of Wisdom. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming explorations into ancient insight, spiritual growth, and modern meaning. Until next time, walk gently, stay mindful, and remember, wisdom begins within.